Actually, hold on, everybody. We're having a bit of technical difficulties right now. So the issue.
All right.
We're back now, and they can hear you guys.
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Thanks for bearing with us during those technical difficulties where Christian fixed the stream and the rest of us hypothesized about whether or not Garfield is a were creature.
Chime in with your thoughts in the chat.
We don't have a Patreon, but if we did, that would be bonus content.
Yeah.
Anyways, welcome back to Superscript Comics and Games, stream of our live play of Modiphius' Star Trek Adventures, tabletop RPG, the continuing Voyages of the U.S.S. Garfield. We're just going to kick it right off, and let's do so by having our captain, Captain Calum, played by Nick Kratzis, go ahead and read our captain's log to set the stage for this adventure.
All right. Captain's log, stardate 47254.9. The return of the neural parasites has rattled Starfleet Command. While we are certain that the Romulan Star Empire has been compromised, we don't yet know the full extent. Whether the Federation has been infiltrated is unknown. But an air of suspicion has descended even among the crew. They look at each other, wondering who among them may be working against us even now. We have left Narander Station with new orders. Kortar, the same Klingon armored space station that called away the Decius from the Providence, has suddenly gone dark. Starfleet intelligence intercepted an ominous message sent by the station's commander. In it, the Klingon appeared mad, as if suffering from some form of delirium. With flames roaring in the background, he shouted, "We are not ourselves," before venting the station's atmosphere into space. "We are the nearest ship. The Klingons have given us permission to investigate. I have a bad feeling about what we may find there."
All right. So this is a callback to the first episode we ever did, when you guys discovered a Romulan that had been infested by a neural parasite that had taken him over. And as you may recall from that adventure, you were on the U.S.S. Providence, trying to shut down a malfunction with their test warp drive, and the neural parasites in Romulan guise had taken over the ship, but their Romulan warbird had been called away. And as you were wrapping up that adventure, you discovered the coordinates from an old ally, that it had been called away from Kortar, which is a Klingon space station, kind of out near it's out in the Shackleton Expanse, a little further out than Neander Station is. That space station, as the captain said, has gone dark after transmitting a really disturbing distress signal, in which a Klingon, perhaps the commander, vented all of the atmosphere from the station into space. So, where we find you at the beginning of this adventure is in the Shackleton Expanse around the Klingon space station Kortar, which is near an asteroid field.
Okay. All right. Well, then let's see. It's gone dark. And I guess how long has it been since the station went dark?
We're gonna say you were dispatched to take a look at it as soon as that message got sent, but we'll say it's been about half a week for you to get there.
Okay. All right. Well, let's scan for life signs on the station.
Okay. Yeah, this is pretty easy. So, just 0 difficulty task, reason plus science, assisted by the ship's sensors, plus science. Give you a chance to get some momentum, and you can, of course, spend some momentum to potentially learn even more than you will from the regular scan.
Okay.
So who are you ordering to do the scanning?
Yeah. Wyatt over there. Lieutenant Wyatt.
Okay, you said reason and science?
Yep, and then Nick, you can assist with the ship's sensors and science.
Got it.
1.
The ship does not help.
That's okay. So you're going to be at 1 momentum anyways. And all right, so Wyatt, what you get back initially from your scans, just like a sweep of the station. So there's no life signs on the station that you're reading. There are no other vessels docked with the station, and none within your sensor range. And there is an escape pod drifting in an asteroid field nearby that shows 1 very faint life sign aboard. It appears to be Klingon, though maybe not quite, hard to say. And the pod has suffered some serious hull damage.
Okay.
So I relay that info.
All right. Well, we should. Oh, go ahead.
Fast, we can retrieve that pod and potentially help whoever is inside. Maybe gain some more information from them at the same time.
I mean, knowing what we're dealing with, we might want to take any necessary precautions to make sure there's no infection coming from that pod.
Yeah, this is a good point.
Is that something we can do, Game Master?
Yeah, you could. I mean, there's lots of things you could do. You could try and beam whatever's in the pod onto the ship. You could try and tractor beam the ship or the pod onto a shuttle bay. And whatever you do, I mean, your starship, you have computer locks on everything, so you can lock down whatever route, whether it's sick bay or the transporter room or the shuttle bay, wherever they end up, you can definitely put security measures in place there so that it's not sharing the atmosphere with the rest of the ship or anything like that.
Okay. I think trying to get a lock on it with a tractor beam, and that way we could have it sort of contained in a shuttle bay, would be our best course of action.
I agree.
Like the sound of that?
Excellent. Lieutenant Wyatt.
Lock on.
Oh, go ahead.
Lock on to the pod.
Okay.
Okay. So there's our shuttle pod, such as it. So you're gonna have to get closer. It's further into the asteroid field. So you're gonna have to navigate the asteroid field to get close.
Well, we've got our ace pilot,
Right.
ace comms officer.
Here we go. This is the kind of thrill Pejoratus
Bring us in.
lives for.
Bring
Okay.
us in.
So this is going to be difficulty 3, and you're going to be assisted by the ship's engines plus con. And this is going to be a control plus con task to maneuver it in there.
Okay. And then I assume my this be astronavigation as a focus, or like escape and avoidance? Like I'm darting through an asteroid field, really?
Wait, do you have a focus called asteroid navigation?
No, it's escape.
No,
and
astro
avoidance.
navigation.
Astro navigation.
Wouldn't
Yeah,
that be perfect?
I would say either of those totally work, Christian. Your Majorists can rely on either of those focuses.
All right. So I'm gonna go for it. You said control and con.
Con.
I got 2 successes, which counts as 4.
All right. How about the ship, Nick?
The ship got a success.
All right. So yeah, you just zipping in. So you guys are capped out on momentum. You're zipping in and out of asteroids. It's really impressive flying. And you pull up within tractor beam range of the ship. So, do you want to take any like precautionary measures? Do you want to get anybody down to like to the shuttle bay where you're going to be transporting them into ahead of time?
Yeah, I want to suggest that we do like small teams. This is like one lifetime, like 2 people with biohazard suits, and then lock down the shuttle bay.
Yeah, I mean, I can go with the medical officer. So
Yeah, I think Azolar and Commander Charles should go.
Okay.
That sounds perfect.
Sounds good.
All right. So you guys take the turbo lift down to the shuttle bay, and you know everybody kind of clears out, and you hear the of the airlocks behind you, and the shuttle bay is it's got this one-way force field that something can move into, but not out of, and won't let any atmosphere escape. So you're gonna have to try and tractor beam it in. So that's probably going to be, normally that would be your security officer, but your security officer's down in the shuttle bay. So,
Okay.
man in the security, the tractor beam.
I can go for it.
All right, just what you want to hear.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll give it a shot, Captain. All right.
Well, you know, I'm so nonchalant. Like that's.
Yeah, no, that fits with Majority's general. He's a pretty chill guy.
Is that's just something? I mean, I guess if they're just doing that from the helm, I would tell. Well, maybe our commanding officer should just guiding assist him with that task.
I think also my value of leave no one behind will come into play with this as well, because like I'm genuinely like I want to try and help this being.
Oh, the person in the pod.
That's very Starfleet of you. I would say that we can give you a determination for that.
Nice.
So you're noticing some difficulty. Didn't show up on the initial scans, but the asteroids are made out of kelbinoite, which is a refractory mineral, which makes using a tractor beam pretty difficult. It deflects tractor beams. So trying to use it in this asteroid field is going to make it somewhat tricky. It's going to make it a difficulty 3 check. You're going to use control plus security, and the ship is going to use structure plus security. However, one thing about this, beyond being just a difficulty 3 check, is this is the first time we've encountered a check like this. Its complication range is increased. So what that means is a complication is normally when you roll a natural 20. So like a critical failure, as we sometimes call it. But when the complication range is increased, this case it's increased by 2. That means a 17, 18, an 18, 19, or 20 will count as creating a complication. So go right ahead, Pejortis.
Okay, we did start with 1 determination, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're up to 2.
I'm gonna use one those 2 successes off the bat, and then I got 2 additional successes, and a 6 and a 7 at that. So that's 4 successes on my end.
Okay, how about the ship?
The ship gets a success.
All right, you guys are capped on momentum, but no complications, and you're able to kind of thread the asteroids with that tractor beam and just pull that escape pod ever so gently into the shuttle bay and drop it. So right in front of, I could have gotten a shuttle bay tile up on the screen, but I didn't make one. Sorry, just use your imagination, folks. So anyways, Azolar and Dr. Gordon?
Charles.
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 Someone played a character named Gordon in our last D&D campaign.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dr. Charles.
I did not even play Gordon in the last campaign.
I know.
Either.
I know. But anyways, Commissioner Charles. Sorry. No. You have the shuttle bay the shuttle escape pod is sitting in front of you in the shuttle bay.
All right. How do you want to secure this,
Well,
Azalar?
I'll just hit my comm badge. How's our cargo in the shuttle bay?
it looks like it's landed gently. So good job on the track rig. Whoever brought it in.
You got it. It was Pejordas. You know me.
Nice. Well, let's get over there and get this open.
All right.
So, I'll try to see if we can unlock it through normal means first.
Yeah, it's too banged up for that. This thing was coming apart quick. But there's any number of like laser cutting tools available on the shuttle bay that you can grab and use. It's a difficulty 0 check. You can't get any more momentum than you already have, so I would say you don't even need to roll for it. So you,
real quick, is the damage to the pod? Is it from the asteroids or was it fired upon?
it's a good question. It does not appear to be consistent with any sort of ballistics or phaser fire. It's probably just from, I mean, I can tell you for certain from a momentum, but I would say first glance is that it just looks like it was in an asteroid field.
Okay. I'll spend that momentum.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So it looks like it was in an asteroid field, but it also looks like some of the damage was inflicted from something inside hitting really hard against the hull. So being bombarded both from without and within.
Okay. I don't know if we want to open this.
Well, do you want to... How about you crack it open, and I'll have my phaser ready just in case.
Yeah, okay. Let me just
Hit my combat.
crack it open.
Everything's still good over there.
Like an egg.
I love that the plan extended as far as like, get down to the shuttle bay and lock off the shuttle bay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hey, yeah. All right, sure. I'll take the laser cutting tool from Azalar, and I will eye him. I'll give him like a squinty eye, and then I'll go to cutting at the door.
Got your back.
Okay.
I pop in over the.
It's my front that I'm worried about.
I pop in over the comms and like, hey, be careful with that. I dropped it in here like it was an egg.
Oh. So Dr. Charles is able to just pop the door off, and atmosphere comes out, and there's like a pause, and then a very large Klingon-ish looking thing kind of roars out of it and then falls unconscious immediately.
I was gonna try to trip him with my cane.
But his cranial plates are very unusually thick, and his body seems to have developed some sort of exoskeleton. He's like horribly mutilated with like a big gruesome injury on the back of his neck, and he kind of sputters around for a minute, and then he's just dead.
Dead?
In your medical opinion, dead.
Okay.
We're gonna get space zombies again.
Keep your phaser trained towards his mouth.
No problem.
We might need a team down here.
Get some people to get him on a.
Yeah, I'm a little too old to be carrying giant dead mutant Klingons around anymore.
All right.
Can I do let's just say a medical check, I guess, just to kind of see if it's safe to assume that he's been infested with one of these parasites?
I would say that you can't tell readily, but you could conduct an autopsy probably.
Okay.
So if you want
Maybe beam him to sick bay. and-
alien autopsy, fact or fiction.
Well, and I'd like to have him restrained. I mean, ever since a run-in with those Balkans, dead doesn't really mean dead. So.
Yeah.
Those
Don't really want to talk about those Vulcans.
Like putting the cuffs on the dead. Playing on. Yeah, so you guys get him up to sick bay.
And I'd like him in a sealed off part of sick bay.
I mean, you can seal off sick bay. So.
Yep, that is what I'm doing.
All right, so sick bay is sealed off, and to conduct the autopsy, it's going to be a little trickier than usual because of this exoskeleton. So difficulty 2, reason plus medicine, and you can be assisted by the ship's sensors plus medicine.
Okay. And I can buy a die with momentum, right?
Yeah, you absolutely can. You got plenty of it. So.
Do it.
I did. Sorry, there's a third die in my hand. I'm still getting used to the fact that you guys can't see
Not the same.
all the stuff that's happening. Hey, I rolled a 20.
It's not good.
Awful.
I rolled a 3.
Keep the arm open.
Better.
With my xenobiology, I would assume that gives me 2 successes, right?
Yes, absolutely. That focus very much counts.
And I rolled a 15, which is it's science plus what?
Plus medicine. It's reason plus medicine, actually. Sorry, reason plus medicine.
I'm hearing myself. Reason plus medicine? Oh yeah, I killed that.
Okay.
I killed that. That's really high for me. So
All right.
I got 4 successes and a complication.
Okay.
And then the ship.
So the complication, I'm just going to give myself some threat for that.
Okay.
And we'll just say for what actual, if someone can roll for the ship, sensors plus one.
Sorry. For the autopsy? Or-
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because it's in sick bay. Ship can help.
I guess I forgot we're in a spaceship. Yes.
All right.
Ship.
So you guys are capped out on momentum again, and we'll say the result of that complication doesn't really do anything major. I mean, I'll take some threat for it, but it goes it's like the autopsy in Independence Day where you're just very startled when you cut through the exoskeleton. But without spending more momentum, you could tell that his mutilations appear to be self-inflicted. It's as if he died cutting something out of himself. And the Klingon was in a de-evolutionary state, reverting into a primitive form of the Klingon species, which you know from your studies in xenobiology. This is like a proto-Klingon.
Do Klingons do that?
No.
Okay. Listen, I'm just learning about Ferengi, guys.
Fair question.
Okay. Well, this is it's pretty horrifying. Do I find the parasite at all?
Not there is no parasite in there.
Okay.
I can give you some more info for some momentum.
Sure.
Okay. Let's see. You spend one. All right. So a key sequence of nucleotides in the alien DNA matches Starfleet Medical's database on the neural parasite. So there's neural parasite DNA that has been spliced into this Klingon.
Did Ryan freeze?
I don't know. I thought he was just contemplating.
Very shocked.
I think you might have.
I think Ryan might.
I think that may have broken him.
Parasite, get it.
Oh no!
We lost Christine too.
Fretting. Oh God!
Christian, take the stream down for just a minute. We'll be right back, folks. While we figure this out, we're just gonna put the whole screen.
I'm here.
Yep, Christine's back. Christian, how bad have the crops broken?
Pretty bad. We need a minute to reset things, folks.
All right, great. Okay.
And we're back.
Thanks everybody for bearing with us. That was unexpected. Much like all of the stuff that our science officer, Dr. Charles, just found out.
Mhm.
Do we need to recap on that? Maybe just for those watching at home.
I don't think I heard any of it.
Okay. Yeah, you just were like,
cool. I'm glad everyone got to see that.
yeah.
Very deeply for like.
As far as like unflattering screen freezes, it was not bad at all. There's definitely been some worse ones in this group so far. But so anyways, the key, you found that a key sequence of nucleotides in the alien DNA matches Starfleet Medical's database on the neural parasite. So there's no neural parasite present, but somehow neural parasite DNA was spliced with this Klingon.
Okay. And from what I know about the parasite itself, I can assume or deduct or reason that the splicing was done by the parasite itself.
No, that's not something that you believe happens as part of the parasite's takeover of its host creature.
So somebody did this to the Klingon.
That would be your best guess, yes.
Okay. Well, that's pretty awful. Okay.
I'd like to just kind of hit the comm over to the sick bay and just ask for a status report on our subject.
Maybe you should come down here.
All right, on my way.
So
down there.
Okay.
I'll ask my XO to come on with me.
Elliot, are we still in the asteroid field, or have I navigated back out of there at this point?
Where do you want to be?
I would rather not be in the asteroid field since it's like a moving hazard.
Yeah, that seems like a good idea. Okay.
All right, I'm headed to sick bay with the Commander Calum.
All right. Yep, it's your ship. You guys are in sick bay.
Cool.
I'm going to relay that information. All of it.
All right. So you got some sort of de-evolved Klingon that's been somehow merged with alien, parasite DNA.
Yeah.
And it looks like it cut something out of its own neck. Probably safe to assume it was a parasite, given what you know about parasites.
And Doctor, we saw there was something on the neck of the
Romulan?
Right?
Yeah, you'll see evidence on the back here.
Okay.
Where the parasite could have been, if the parasite was here. I don't know. This is strange.
Yeah.
It seemed like an experiment gone wrong.
Partially. I think everything with this is an experiment gone wrong, right?
Besides the damage caused by the infection, have you determined a specific cause of death? Or
self-inflicted wounds.
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks like this random damage that he's done to himself throughout whatever ordeal he was in.
Trying to remove the parasite?
Yeah, perhaps he didn't want to see this transformation completed, and maybe got in the escape pod when he thought there was a chance to flee from it. And then just...
I mean, if you want to assume the best, I mean, the worst is that somebody was experimenting with something and it just went horribly wrong.
many escape pods, or would a station like the one that's been abandoned, like how many would it have typically?
A couple hundred.
So that's not necessarily a good thing at all.
Right, because are you thinking maybe someone's letting this loose into the galaxy?
Also, I have very strong concerns that a parasite could be on board our ship right now, and I think we need to lock down everybody and see if we can scan for this DNA. I'm
Red alert.
I agree.
concerned.
Well, shuttle bay was locked. The shuttle bay where the escape pod was brought in has been locked down the whole time.
Okay, we teleported.
Scan ourselves for the DNA.
Yeah.
Or at least have the ship run a decent scan on us.
And how did we move the Klingon? It was
We
teleported.
beamed him.
Okay.
It was
Okay. So then, like, at least scan for this alien DNA in the shuttle bay.
You can definitely scan for a neural parasite in the shuttle bay and in sick bay, unless it's in somebody. Then that would take a long, long time to scan every member of the crew complement that you have on board. But scanning those stations is no problem. It's good thinking. Anybody can run that scan. It's going to be reason plus medicine, difficulty 1, aided by the ship's sensors plus medicine.
You want me to do that, guys?
yeah. Give it a go.
That's 2 successes for me.
All right.
The ship does not assist.
Unless I can count xenobiology, then it's 4 successes.
Either way, you're already capped out on momentum.
That's what I figured.
But yeah, I would say you could count xenobiology.
Okay.
You deal with a lot of alien biology in this line of work, so
Yeah.
it's a handy focus. Yeah, nothing in either of those. No trace of it whatsoever. Does not appear that a neural parasite has gotten on board the ship, unless it somehow got into really either Azala or Dr. Charles, which you guys know at this point from your previous encounter and from the Starfleet briefing, the surest way to tell is to look at the back of someone's neck, because there would be a little blue gill on the back of their neck if they were infested.
Check them.
All right. I'd like to examine Zolar, and I mean they were in suits, but
Yep. They are gill-free.
awesome.
Well, I mean, this doesn't seem like the traditional parasite that we've seen, right? I mean, you
That's
said it was spread
totally
around with
possible.
DNA, right? I think we might need to assemble a team and check out the station to see if there was anyone else infected there. To possibly find a way how this is spreading, or if this is more of a singular incident and
Right.
how many people are infected.
Yeah. What's the size of this station? And what, I don't know, do we know, I assume we, I don't know, would know the layout of it to some extent, and
Yeah, you know it because your home station, the Andrar station, is like dual Starfleet and Klingon design, so you're pretty familiar with like how Klingons build their space stations. This is small, and you know just from talking to your Klingon counterpart back on the Andrar station, Captain Kalem, that this is like where they send you if you messed up, if you're a Klingon. This is like their watch post on like the end of the galaxy where nothing happens. Like your space station is the big one in the Shackleton Expanse. This is just like a lighthouse. So it's relatively small. It's only got a crew complement of like a couple hundred Klingons, and yeah, it's not the best and the brightest. This is like you ticked someone off, and so
Last chance.
yeah.
I have a quick question. Does this dead pre-Klingon have any kind of identification?
It's a good question. So he does not. but that is actually pretty surprising because Klingons are big on wearing lots of like heraldry of like they've got their insignia and their house insignia and their family, and they're big on bedazzling their warriors' outfits. And this guy does not have any identification whatsoever, which is not really something you've ever seen on a Klingon, which you would also know, Wyatt, from working side by side with the Klingons for so long.
That's weird.
Well, actually, on that, could we like run a scan of this Klingon's DNA with, would we have any records of, find out who this is? And
you've already run a scan on his DNA. The Klingons don't keep like a DNA database of identification.
Okay.
So you wouldn't be able to find his like service records just by scanning it.
Is there any
Also-
indication of his rank? I mean, I know he doesn't have his family stuff, but
None.
Is something like this like a potential like I don't know, outbreak? Is this something we would alert Starfleet about?
yes.
I mean, they sent you here to figure out why the station went dark. So I would say that definitely fits the mission briefing.
Should we figure out if we can see if there are any pods left in the station or how many pods might be missing?
Yeah, that would give me a momentum for that scan that Wyatt ran earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the only one that ejected.
Okay.
So just to reframe everything, the distress signal that got you guys sent before the station went dark was a Klingon, ostensibly the head of this station, screaming, "We are not ourselves," as a fire burned in the background, and then he hit a button and vented all the atmosphere into space. So reasonable to assume that if the escape pods weren't already ejected or whatever at that time, that the people who got vented into space didn't know it was about to happen.
Oh, okay, so here's another idea. Is there a way to obtain a manifest of what ships like docked on this station? Like
You could, but not from here. You'd have to
go aboard or just get close?
You'd have to go. I mean, the station's dark, so you'd have to somehow get some systems back online.
I don't know if we should dock at the station.
I mean, we could beam in.
We should beam in.
From your initial
Less chance of
scan,
something happening.
There is life support in their infirmary, but that's the only place like that still has atmosphere and life support.
Captain, perhaps we should alert the Admiralty as to why this station has gone dark,
I agree.
as that was our mission.
Yeah, let's give them an update.
Okay. All right. So the admiral who's your liaison, appears on screen. He's just like, "What do you have to report, Captain Kalin?"
Well, the station, near the station, we found one shuttle pod, and in it a Klingon who was deceased and has been infected by this parasite. And none of the other shuttle pods have been ejected from the station. And I guess I'll just give him more information on the specific findings of the autopsy and so on.
All right. So he listens. He's like, "That's incredibly disturbing news, Captain. I hate to give you this order, but we need more information. We need to know how that thing got on board the station in the first place. Now, I want you to take every precaution, but we need to find out where this thing came from."
Understood.
So get a team together. See if you can get the ship's the manifest off of the station, and then return to Neandar Station.
Very good.
All right. The Admiral signs off. And you're left with your orders.
Okay. Well, let's have a little meeting in the ready room. Let's figure out a plan.
Nice.
Headed over to the ready room.
Call the whole crew.
All right. So you guys are headed over to the ready room.
So we need, I guess I'll relay what the Admiral said. Our orders are to get this manifest. We need to find how the parasite got on board. I think we should see if we can, well, we know there's atmosphere in the infirmary, right?
Yeah, so you could beam someone to the infirmary with no EV suit, but anywhere else you would need an EV suit.
Okay. So, yeah, getting some systems back online, finding the ship's manifest is priority. I also think it would be worth seeing if we can just do a scan for the parasite on the station. See if we see any more signs of it.
You already did a full sweep and no life signs came up. The parasite red is a life sign. So.
Oh, okay. Well, then we've already done that. And yeah, any ideas on how to proceed?
I mean, we could possibly explore the areas of the ship that we would be most likely to find any deceased Klingons that weren't jettisoned into space. Hopefully we can still find the commander of the station. I mean, he should be in some kind of control room that we might need to access anyways to get the logs. So.
I think we might want to be trying to figure out how this got aboard, like where destination-wise this thing came from.
So you could get the manifest from the bridge, or central computer, which. So the bridge is going to be your like easiest access to just like broad general information. Like the infirmary isn't going to be able to. I mean, it might yield great information, but it's not going to be able to you're not going to be able to access a manifest there. Plus, all of the computers are offline, so you're going to have to try and bring the station back to life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I propose we send a crew to engineering to try to get the life support back working, and as well as part of the crew to the bridge to start working on getting the manifest.
I would like to go to the infirmary to see if I can find anything that could explain what we found.
Why don't we all go to the away team go to the infirmary and use the infirmary as like an away base of operations, and then the team can hold that down while the engineering team gets power back up, and at that point the other team could move to the bridge and secure the manifest.
Okay, then transporting is going to be your best bet because, well, you could take a shuttle over, but you're cutting your way in if you do.
Yeah, I think transporting is our best bet.
Agreed.
Okay.
I still think we should bring EVA suits as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, we will need to in order to work on systems from engineering. And
I have so much threat, guys, from that. Well, actually, you could spend momentum on those EV suits.
Let's do it. Let's spend some momentum to get them and limit the amount of threat.
So they're one opportunity per, so that'll take you down to 0 momentum if you get everybody an EV suit.
Well, Captain, who all is going?
Well, I'm going to need my commanding officer. We're going to take Dr. Charles for his, knowledge on the subject. I'm going to need my chief security officer as well. And then we need a good engineering team Lieutenant Wyatt and Zard can help us make sure that we get the systems back online.
So I wonder if this would be a good opportunity for Zard to stay on the ship and we sub in a supporting character, like an operations manager or potentially the security officer. Is that, and the way I'm presenting this to you, Captain, is an opportunity for a rookie to potentially, earn their stripes, so to speak.
I mean, if you would rather make sure you want to maintain the helm.
I mean, you are in an asteroid field, so
yeah.
That's a good idea.
All right.
Yeah, whichever supporting cast member, just let me know, and I'll get them.
So there's either Lee or Zines. Zines is security and Lee is transporter chief.
I like Lee. I want to play Lee through this.
All right.
Lee is security.
Lee
is the transporter chief.
Yeah. Okay.
She was instrumental in.
She's Bajoran, right? Or no? She's
yes, Bajoran.
Yeah,
that's her.
All right. I'm so proud of putting you guys all around the table in the ready room.
Nice.
But it's time to beam to the station. Okay. So, beaming the station's not going to be too big of a problem. So we're beaming to the infirmary, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And you guys are at 0 momentum from the EV suits. And that's going to be real easy. It's just going to be a difficulty 1 control plus engineering. And it can be assisted by the ship's computers and engineering.
So, Jordas, are
yes,
you
and Zard stand by.
giving us over?
Good luck. I'll bring you guys back safely home.
Yeah, roll for it. Sorry.
All right, well, I got a success, but there was also a complication.
Okay, I'm going to give myself a little more threat then for that complication. I'm not going to lose anybody's transport. So it actually ends up being difficulty 0 because you have the transporter pad, which decreases the difficulty by 1.
Cool.
The ship got a success.
Oh, the ship got a success? All right, well, then you're up to 2 momentum, and that's going to take us to a new scene, which is going to reduce your momentum, and you're back to 1. But still, got at least a momentum at the start of this new scene, and you beam successfully into the infirmary. All right. So the infirmary is cramped and dimly lit. It's a 2-room ward, so it's 2 separate rooms. Mutilated Klingon corpses occupy the 4 biobeds in the main room, along with 4 dead parasites that are not in the bodies. They're just like suspended in tanks. The parasites appear a little bit different, larger than the ones encountered on the Providence. The station surgeon is slumped on the floor, stabbed in the back with a Dakar dagger.
Yeah, great.
Quite the scene. How far away is engineering?
It's on the same level of the station, main engineering, so you can get there no problem.
Okay. XO, would you like to lead a team to secure engineering?
Yep. I'm taking Wyatt and I'm taking Lee.
Okay. And then who's going to the bridge, or is anybody?
I think the rest of us will stay here for a little bit at least to investigate,
Yeah.
and then we can perhaps all reconvene at the bridge once station is back online.
Okay.
All right.
You make it to main engineering, no problem, in your EV suits. It's a difficulty 0 control plus engineering task to get the power back on. Nothing was wrong with the station.
All right. Well, I'm gonna roll anyway, and I have a focus in Starship Power Systems.
Yeah, that definitely is going to count.
Oh wait, this isn't a starship.
I would
This
say
is a-
applicable.
Okay. So I got 1 success and 1 natural 20.
Can I assist with that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Does
You need
my
to stop rolling.
Yeah. Or start playing D&D.
I know.
Yeah.
I got a success.
All right, so you guys are up to 4 momentum, which is great. But I'm going to say that there's the complication created by our chief engineer is going to increase the difficulty of any tasks to bring the computer systems back online. Should you guys try and fire up try and access any of the actual files on board the ship. Something that she did read as like a security breach, because you weren't super familiar with this particular type of Klingon power system. So it's reading you. The system itself is going to read you guys as be more likely to read you as intruders if you're trying to find secure data like a manifest.
Okay.
Meanwhile,
Alright.
back in infirmary, what are we doing?
The jars that these things are floating in, is this biofluid? Is it like formaldehyde, or is it like Bacta? Is it something that keeps something alive, or is it something that preserves something that's dead?
It keeps something alive.
Okay. Well, probably don't want to get too close to any of these jars, because I don't know how strong these things might be on their own, and these ones look they look a little husky. So I
Do you
don't
think,
like them.
yeah. Do you think it would be safe and worthwhile to beam one to our ship to there?
Well,
and,
Captain, I don't think it'd be safe, but I definitely think it would be worthwhile.
Mhm.
you're speaking my language now.
I'm gonna kind of just like look at the bodies as we're talking, and just do like an eyeball diagnosis to see if this stuff kind of matches what I saw in the autopsy.
Similar, but not quite. Enough that it would probably warrant, in your opinion, doing a quick medical scan.
Okay.
Of which there are no end of tools around to do. So.
Okay.
Yeah, let's scan it and cross-reference it with the previous specimen.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep. You don't have power here, or you have power again now, so it's actually only difficulty 2. If you have a medical tricorder, it's difficulty 1.
I do not, but this is medicine and
Reason again.
reason.
Yep. Which of the many?
That is 1 success. Ooh, almost 2, but 1, and then xenobiology, so it's 2 successes.
Great. So you make it just barely. All right. 1 second. All right. So yeah, a lot of it's consistent with what you already found. But you can determine now that the alien DNA from the parasite was artificially induced into the Klingon's genome.
Okay.
And that the neural parasite's DNA has actually been rewriting the Klingon's genome. So creating a totally new species that is a hybrid of the two.
Oh, this is Pretty incredible stuff. I know that we're here for maybe some other things, but if you don't mind, I would like to try to get these computers back up and see if I can find whatever notes they may have had.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I would also. We should find out who was forcibly doing
Well,
this.
that's the plan,
Yeah. To see if they have anything
Captain.
themselves or if it was an intruder of some kind.
Right. Yeah. You can, if you'd like to stay here and investigate. Now that power's back on, I'll hit the hit the voice button and tell the engineering squad that we're gonna rendezvous at the bridge.
All right.
And actually, maybe Lieutenant. Oh no.
Zolar?
Azolar, yes.
Or Wyatt?
Yes.
Azolar, would you like to stay with the doctor just to keep things secure here?
Not a problem.
I don't like to leave someone completely alone.
Understandable.
Thank you. All right, so the rest of us will go to the bridge.
Yeah, and that includes the engineering team, correct? So we're all
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So you guys meet up outside, or meet up at the bridge. It's not difficult for you to get there. Did anybody stay behind in the infirmary?
Charles and
Azalar
Azolar.
Okay. And you enter the bridge. You see like the desiccated corpse of a regular looking Klingon who's probably the one who sent the transmission, just kind of like hunched over the controls from when he vented the ship. But the computers look like you could probably get them back online.
Okay.
All right. Lieutenant Wyatt, you want to get the computers back online, please?
Yes.
All right. That's going to be reason plus security.
Okay. And my focus in Starship computer systems?
Yep. Absolutely.
Yep.
I got 2.
Oh, that's exactly what you needed.
Cool.
Well
So
done.
you find out that there's a couple other things you could do. Whether you need to or not is entirely up to you. You could seal the airlocks, which would be a difficulty 3 engineering check. But you access the you can access a couple of different logs. So what do you want to know? What are you looking for? Do we want security footage? Do we want captain's log? Do we want...
I
Well,
feel like Captain's log makes sense.
All right, so you pull up the captain's log, Wyatt, and very Klingon-sounding voice, like, this is Betrell, son of Maketh, commander of the Kortar. Stardates have no meaning here, in my 7th year of banishment to this forsaken station for my father's dishonor. The filthy Tellarite sickness continues to spread. 5 of my best warriors are now quarantined in the infirmary. Their fate is unknown. But I have instructed Topa and Hakul Topa and Hakul that failure is unacceptable. This is no kind of death for a warrior, even one in this accursed place. Then the next log reads, this is Betrell, son of Maketh, commander of the Kortar. The Tellarite is long gone, but our warriors remain locked in the infirmary. Topa claims he is doing all he can, but there is something strange about him. He has not been himself since this plague began. I must see for myself. I'm going now to the infirmary to confront him. And that's the last log.
So there's a Tellarite that seemed to be the source of this.
patient 0, perhaps.
I think we need to see some security footage to see if, and get it back to Starfleet to see if we can identify the Tellarite.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to hack the security system. That's gonna be difficulty 2, reason plus con, to try and do that. Just to let you know, though, this has a complication range of +3, so a 17 or higher is going to count as a complication, which will lock you out of the systems.
All right.
Okay.
I can do this with Wyatt's assistance.
Okay.
We also have some momentum now too.
What is a Tellarite?
They're a Federation species. Let's see here.
They're very furry.
Oh boy, that's not a Tellarite.
That's not.
Let's see here. Tellarite's like, I feel like an original series critter.
Okay.
Critter.
Did it say where the Tellarite came from or how he got to the?
Well, the security log might.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, the stout hirsute Tellarite species comes from Tellar Prime, a temperate planet in the Alpha Quadrant. This is a culture noted for being abrasive and argumentative, with stubborn pride, quick tempers, and little patience. Would you like to know more?
All right. So I'm gonna buy a dice, a
Okay.
die, and I got 1 success and 2 complications.
Problem. You needed 2.
I got
Oh, you got them?
I'm being assisted by Wyatt. I had asked Wyatt to assist me.
Okay. Well, you get
I got 1. That's good.
enough. You get a quick snippet of the security feed, which security footage of the docking port shows 2 Klingons entering a Tellarite freighter. When they exit an hour later, a brief glimpse of a Romulan can be seen inside the ship. This footage is from a month ago.
Okay.
Do we
All
get?
right.
Do we see the ship's name or potentially like a spray painted, cartoon character on the freighter? Or
It's the Memphis Belle.
Okay.
You can see like the log shows like where its outbound destination is, which is Cordolan 4, which is a planet in the Cordolan system, which is not, or a moon actually in the Cordolan system. It's not too far.
All right. And do any of us recognize the Romulan?
No.
Okay. So I'm going to transmit this to the to Starfleet for analysis.
All right. You send it to, well, you aren't able to send it anywhere. You're able to view it, and then all the computers go dead because of the complications. So like security lockouts kicked in. You're not going to be able to send anything from this base.
Okay.
Can we find a way to override this lockout?
Maybe. It would be very difficult.
Okay.
I don't think we need it. We don't need the footage. We got the headline. I think we do need to still contact like Starfleet and explain that it was a Tellarite freighter. It was, headed to that. I can't remember the name of the moon.
Cordolan 4.
Cordolan 4. Like, do we have are they able to provide more information? Like, are they able to get in contact with Cordolan 4, or can we do that? Like, can we reach out and see if there's a Tellarite freighter or anything?
Like, you mean just put out like an APB on Tellarite freighter? Or-
Well, more specifically, what I want to do is try and get in contact with any a major port or something. Or I thought Starfleet
A base on Cordolan 4?
Yeah.
Well, your home base, Neandra Station, is kind of the major port in the area. Like, you're among the highest ranking Starfleet personnel in this part of the galaxy. So.
Okay, so what I was envisioning an inhabited moon or something a la Star Wars, per se a Tatooine, something like that. They would have spaceports for ships and stuff like that.
Cordolan 4 has a mining facility, a Tellarite mining facility on it, and that's all.
Okay. Well,
But they have
Yeah.
records.
Then we should get this information to Starfleet, like you just said.
Also, to figure out like what they want us to do with the station, right?
Well, they really just want. I mean, we were just supposed to get the manifest.
Like,
So,
yeah, but with this information, do they want us to just like
Oh.
leave?
I think
the
we need to
station
to follow it up and head over to the moon.
To the moon.
So yeah, let's get back in touch with Starfleet Command and update them on our findings.
And did we obtain the manifest?
You did not.
Okay, I'd like to obtain the manifest.
You
I
can.
think we're locked out. Yep.
Still very locked out of the computers.
Yep.
All right. Well, I still would like to try. I'm a puzzle solver.
Okay.
Value of mine.
All right. Going to be difficulty 5 with a complication range of +5.
Okay, I'm going to use a determination. I'm going to ask for Wyatt's help.
Oh god.
Okay. I'm going to spend a momentum for another die.
Yeah.
I got a
And
success.
I'm going to use control, and engineering.
It's going to be reason plus con, actually.
Reason plus con. Oh, that's still good. All right. So I got, let's see, 13, 1, 2, 3 successes.
Would my success count as 2 with my computer system focus?
Yes, it would. So you guys got 5. Did anybody roll anything higher than a 14 or higher?
No.
Okay.
Oh, 4.
You are able to extract the manifest somehow without setting off the self-destruct sequence, because that's what would have kicked on next, because they are Klingons, and it would have assumed that with the security override being triggered and the lockout, and then someone still trying to get in, that at this point the station had been overtaken by an enemy combatant and would need to be blown up. So you guys get one bigger whoop of the self-destruct alarm, and then it turns off.
And thanks to my veteran status, I did get that determination I spent back.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Yeah, well done. Next time, let's make sure we get the crucial piece first.
Yeah.
Well, and I on assisting, I need to we gotta start coming up with, in order for someone to assist, there has to be something for them to do. Like in this situation, I'm fine pretending it's hackers, where the more people typing on keyboards makes it work better. But like, there needs to actually be opportunities for that. So
Okay.
good stuff though. That against all odds, you were able to get the manifest. It has the Tellarite freighter on there from Cordelon 4, returning to Cordelon 4. Do we want to stop back in the infirmary for anything, or are we just beaming off, or are we...
I was going to check to see if I could just get any information about who was doing the medical test.
With the power on, there is one log that you can listen to.
Okay.
You don't know who it is, but it's a very effete sounding voice. I got a sneeze coming on.
Zoom tight.
Thank you. This very effete, just kind of like snooty sounding voice is just, the Kortar project has been an abysmal failure. Beside myself and a few notable exceptions, the Klingons are proving to be incompatible species for integration. I've not been able to overcome their propensity for regressing into primitivism. I recommend we abandon the project. For now, our plans will have to progress without, and then it goes blank, and you can assume that that's because that's when the station was vented, given the date.
And was that a Klingon voice?
No.
Okay.
pretty obviously. So.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. As much as Ryan, the person, doesn't like this, I'm going to turn into Paul Reiser from Aliens, and I am going to grab those specimens and take them on our ship.
Great. Okay.
Like, are you shoving them in your coat or what?
No, I'm going to grab as many as I can, and then I'm going to have Azala grab the rest of them.
I mean, I don't know. Can we put them in like a lockbox of some kind?
Don't you worry too much.
Well, once we have them discussed and everything, I'll check in with our friends in the infirmary and see if we're ready to. I'll let them know we have everything we need and we're ready to beam back to the Garfield when they are.
Yeah, we almost have everything we need. Somebody's just being a little argumentative.
All right, Pajortis,
Aside,
beam us back.
out of the game, real quick. You're just gonna take that, Brad? Oh my god.
Dr. Charles outranks him.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay. Yeah.
That's a
Right.
take those.
That,
Respecting orders.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a junior officer here. I don't want to stir up the water. I already got yelled at a few episodes ago for not following protocol.
You were trying to murder people. There is a difference between you getting yelled at and like, oh, I was just doing my job and I got yelled at. No, you were trying to murder people.
But yeah. Self-defense is a killing spree. Sure.
Anyway, I guess Pajortis heard the call to beam you guys back.
All right. So, yep, that's going to be to beam him back. It's going to be difficulty 1 because you're beaming back to the shuttle pad. So that's going to be a control plus security.
I want to say that during this, like, Pajortis, this is me speaking as Pajortis now, I can't wait to bring my family Starfleet back aboard the U.S.S. Garfield. I've missed them, and I am looking forward to their quick return.
Great.
And that's going to play into my value of Starfleet.
Stop
as my
milking your
family.
values, man.
Oh, yeah. I'm doing it. How does that play?
I like it as a character development piece that sort of gives like a speech before like ever engaging anything.
Reading your diary entry there as you
Yeah.
beam forward.
Every time we sit
your
down to
diary.
have dinner, and he's just like, I'm just so happy I could be here with everybody. I missed you guys so much when we weren't eating dinner.
Yep. Does that track though? That's fine. I get that determination.
Sure.
All right, I'm gonna immediately just spend it and get 2 successes,
Okay.
and then I will also grab 2 momentum for us.
Okay. You're capped out on momentum. All right, everybody's back aboard, and that's going to take us to the end of the scene. Assuming we are traveling back to Neandar Station, or you can go directly to the moon. It's up to you, really. It's space. You can go wherever you want.
Space.
No, I think we would go to Neandar Station.
Okay. All right. So you guys travel back. We're gonna cut a momentum as we're entering into the first scene of our second act here. And let me look something up real quick.
Ooh, I'm gonna get a Girl Scout cookie.
How many of these brain slugs did we grab?
Too many.
You got 4 of them. You were able to just. You
Okay.
got 2. Azalar's got 2.
I'm gonna take them all aboard Neandar Station.
Okay.
Wait, what? So in this reality that we are co-creating right now, you, the captain, saw this.
I'm not the captain.
No. We all came back together, didn't we? We all got beamed back to the transporter bay,
Yeah.
and the Zolar and the good doctor are holding what I imagine look like the slugs from Slither in Bacta type tanks.
I mean,
That's what I have. Yeah.
But you beamed him back. I mean, you.
Okay, I have a visceral reaction. Pajortis has a visceral reaction to this.
Okay.
And
Maybe you didn't miss your family as much as you thought.
Yeah.
No, I did, but those.
I
slugs are
brought
not
the
part of
family
my
home
shit.
some pets.
No. And I look at the captain. I'm like, "You sure this is what you want aboard your ship, Captain?"
Well, I thought we were taking them to examine them.
Yeah.
Captain's orders.
That's the point. That's what we're here for.
Bajorda
Check
straightens
your
up
back
his
again.
shirt, his collar, gets his composure back, and all right.
It's okay. You don't have to go in the lab.
Thank you, Captain.
We're leaving most of these at the station. I'm only keeping one, and we're gonna kill it.
So you're just keeping one of them with you, like a little pocket monster or something?
Well, I'm gonna kill it.
They're already dead. These are dead things, and
Well, they were living.
They're dead. They're dead. What are you worried about? They're not even alive.
I don't know. I guess I'm superstitious.
Oh, well.
Stevie Wondrous. You know that Stevie Wondrous song?
It would be pretty terrible if one of us got hostily invaded by an alien species, wouldn't it?
Yeah, considering that I feel like you guys are my family, that would be a pretty traumatic experience.
Yeah, I can't imagine how traumatic that would be if some dead alien species invaded your mind.
Well, we're not just talking about a mind link here. We're talking about a mind-body connection that seems to end with the host killing itself.
Yeah, crazy, right?
in my head, Dr. Charles is like shaking the canister.
Don't worry, they're dead.
For now.
All right.
For now.
I feel like we just discovered last week that, life comes in different ways.
You're trying to say.
I mean, I really discovered it. So, yeah.
Okay.
True.
Seriously, can we check the next one more time?
Yeah, you like
fairly
sneak
right
around to the back, and it's like maybe tug at the back to Dr. Charles's like zipper on the back of his. Nope, no Gil.
Yeah, we're the neck check.
Yeah.
You're playing with those things. It's just in case. Just in case.
I would suggest that everybody does their job.
Oh, did we lose someone again?
No, we're good. And with that, that smart-ass comment that the doctor made, Bajorda's hub, I'm like, I suggest everybody just does their jobs.
All right. So you guys return to Neander Station. Let me see if I have a picture of Neander Station anywhere. I thought I did from last week. Yeah. All right. So back aboard your port of call, and you're able to, Captain Calum, you're able to rendezvous with Commander Kata, who is the head of Klingon forces on board the station.
Okay.
And obviously wants to be debriefed about the goings on the Qatar station. Very disturbed by your report, and wants to know what your plan, what you plan to do about it, being the ranking member of Starfleet on the station.
Well, we need to find out more about Cordelon 4 and the connection there, as the that's where this Tellerate freighter came in from, and hopefully that will provide us with some kind of link to the origin of this parasite. And we also know, disturbingly, that potentially there's Romulan involvement here.
And so Katak interrupts you rather brusquely, and be like, "That is what concerns me, Captain. Do we even know if this is actually the Romulans? Like, are we on the verge of war? The neutral zone is, you could throw a dagger out the window of this space station and it would hit the neutral zone. are these actually the Romulans, or has the entire Empire been taken over by these parasites? Like, we need to find out, and we need reinforcements for that. So we need to figure out what we are doing here and what we are dealing with, so that we can make the request to our respective governments to get military force out here en masse immediately. But until we know something concrete, those are going to fall on deaf ears.
I agree. We need concrete evidence here, and we also don't want to risk escalating things prematurely and cause a war when we don't even know, where the sides are or where the lines are. So, do you have any other suggestions other than my plan of investigating Cordelon 4?
Well, I have something that I think we will need, because Cordelon 4 is inside the neutral zone. So this is I am authorizing this for this mission and any missions related to the threat that is to the parasite, but I'm having your ship retrofitted with a Klingon cloaking device. However, I want a member of my crew on board to operate it, because this is proprietary technology. The Federation is not, because the Kinmore Accords, the Federation is not even allowed to develop cloaking technology. So you will have a cloak on your ship, and you will have one of my officers on the ship to operate it when necessary.
I understand. Okay.
Yes, let's get your ship out to Cordelon 4 and find out something. Find out what's going on.
Yeah, that sounds good. Does Commander Kata have a science or medical officer that I would know of to speak to? Or ask him, but
like a Klingon field surgeon, but there aren't you're not super well versed in who the Klingon science staff would be.
Okay. Then I could just ask him and say that our medical officer has preserved some of these specimens, and we would be, we are eager to share them with you if your research team would find them useful.
All right. She's kind of taken aback by this. She is like, I just never thought I would see the day. Like, I know we've been getting along pretty well here, and that our two staffs have been fairly well integrated, but the day Starfleet offered to turn over a rare scientific discovery to the Empire, asking for nothing in return, on the same day that a Klingon put a cloaking device on board a Federation ship, is just, we live in interesting times. Thank you, Commander. That is most gracious, and we will have our team get to work on it right away. And obviously, anything we find, we will share with Starfleet science personnel as well.
Man, hands across the galaxy.
Yeah.
Right.
And that was Dr. Wayland Yutani. Is that correct?
Just Wayland so far. We're not there in the. All right. So yeah. So you're all good here. I mean, you have what you need. We have a. Hold on, I gotta pull up the old Klingon name generator.
I have a question.
Yes.
If I know that we are not like, we're clearly not on good terms with the Romulans.
Definitely not on good terms with the Romulans. Yes.
But is there any open system where, say, like the higher ups can talk to the higher ups over there?
So no,
Like, hey,
not at this point in time.
This
So
might be a thing that you guys might want to watch out for.
yeah, so you haven't. No one's talked to the Romulans in years.
Okay.
So there was a truce that was signed that established this like neutral zone, which is like this treaty where neither of you go into this part of space between the Klingon or between the Romulan Star Empire and the Federation. But ever since that was signed, like no one has heard from the Romulans at this point in the timeline. So you have tried. Like the Federation has like sent like hails and stuff to be like, hey, how are you guys doing over there? Nobody's responding. So and it's been like that for a good long while. There have been like brushes up with Romulan ships where things have gotten heated, but they have not been responding to Starfleet for some years now. But you now have as a temporary part of your crew, a Klingon engineer by the name of Dagah, D''GHOC, on your ship, and they can activate the cloaking device for you.
All right.
All right, well then let's, once we're all finished up here at the station, we'll set a course for Cordelon 4 and have Dagah get us cloaked.
I could set a course for Cordelon 4, or I could set a course for friendship.
Cordelon 4.
All right.
All right. So things to know about the cloaking device. It takes a ship power to use. Much like your tractor beam did that I forgot to mention, tractor beam takes power to use. Your power, the ship's power replenishes at the beginning of every scene, so you don't have to like worry about finding ways to get it back. When you are cloaked, you can't have your shields up. So cloaking means no shields.
Got it.
And no weapons fired. The minute you fire weapons, your cloak's gone.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys head to the Cordelon system.
Cool.
And we're beginning a new scene, so I'm going to take a momentum. It's going to be down to 4. I just need to pull my notes back up, because right now all I got on my screen is the Klingon name generator. All right. Okay, so you enter the Cordelon system. Cordelon 4, is a moon of one of the 12 planetary bodies in the system, and you are able to find it rather easily. And you are near the moon Cordelon 4.
Okay. And you said what? We knew there was something on this moon, right? What was it again? A
mining facility.
Yeah.
mining facility. Okay. Yeah, I guess I would say. Well, let's. I guess scan and see if there's anything else that would be new, or that's something we weren't already aware of being on this moon, but otherwise we could make a course for the mining facility.
All right. So a sensor sweep of the plan is going to be reason plus science, assisted by the ship's reason or sensors plus science.
I'll do it.
I would. All right.
Is that what you were going to say?
Go ahead, Lieutenant Wyatt.
You want to do it? You can
No.
do it. Okay.
The ship does not help, by the way.
I got oh, I'm assuming my focus of starship sensors comes into play.
Oh yeah.
So I got 2 successes.
Okay, cool. It was difficulty 0, which I'm sorry I forgot to mention there. So, but anyways, that's going to put you guys up to 6 momentum, so you're fully stocked. The 5 outer planets of the system are frigid Class K worlds, but this one is Class H. It's habitable, but pretty hostile to human life. You don't need an EV suit if you're not going to be down there too long. Like, if you lived on this thing, it'd probably do some damage after a while. It's a moon orbiting a gas giant. So they mine something down here, though, that creates a diamagnetic field. So there's a trait for this scene that you've discovered, which is diamagnetic field 2, because of the compound that is on the planet. That makes all sensors and communication tasks while on the planet difficult. So it's going to increase the difficulty of sensors and communications while physically on the planet by 2. You also are able to realize that the outpost above the mine has an operational antimatter reactor. So that's a real big reactor powering it. Multiple life signs, but because of the interference from the diamagnetic metal that is mined there, you can't really figure out what anything is. Could be human, could be Tellarite, could be mineral parasite, could be anything. And that's all I can tell you, unless you guys want to spend a little more momentum.
Let's do it.
Let's do that.
Okay.
Yes, please.
All right. All right. So, for 1 momentum, I'll tell you that while you can tell that while the interference is naturally occurring because of the mineral being mined, it's being amplified somehow, artificially.
Let's find more information.
Okay. All right. So, Wyatt juices up the systems a little bit to just try and push the sensors a little bit harder. And you are able to read that there are multiple Romulans, at least 1 Klingon, and a Trill on the outpost.
Can I scan for
This is a violation, right? Like, no one's supposed to be in neutral zone, us included, right?
Correct.
So we should probably report back to like, at least the station, right?
I mean, you are Starfleet.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, this is sketch. Pejortis is feeling a little on edge. This is unprecedented territory here.
It's okay. You're just not used to flying this stealth ship. I think it's getting to you a little bit.
Maybe so.
What were you gonna say?
I'd like to scan to see if we can see any possible enemy ships in this area.
Well,
anything could be a threat.
Those would have shown up on your sensor sweep, but no. But Romulans no doesn't always mean no.
Yeah.
Because they have cloaking technologies.
Yeah, they were cloaked.
We could easily get past a basic scan.
Yeah, it would be really hard to find a cloaked Romulan vessel. The only way to really find a cloaked Romulan vessel is to you can tell sometimes if they've just arrived, because there'll be subspace disturbances that like
warp signatures or something.
Yeah. But if there is a cloaked warbird floating around, it's been here long enough that there is no warp signature or subspace disturbance from the warp travel.
Okay.
Captain, I want to advise that at this point we cloak the ship, and if we're going to go down, or if anyone's going down to that facility, which I assume is a strong possibility at this point, I think we should send a shuttle from the cloaked Garfield to try and limit the possibility of being ambushed.
All right. Dagok turns to like the captain and says, "I do not answer to your cowardly helmsman. What are your orders, Captain?"
Get no respect.
I think we should do a scan to scan for the interference or the source of the interference so that we can target where we're headed.
Oh no, you know it's coming from the outpost.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I wasn't clear about that. That's my bad.
Okay. I'll tell Dagat that we allow all voices to speak on my bridge.
Dagok like rolls his eyes. Just like, these are not warriors.
But yeah, so okay, real quick, what were the life signs again? There was a Romulan,
Several Romulans, at least one Klingon, maybe more, and a Trill.
Trill, right?
Isn't it the Accelerate station or facility?
Last anybody checked, yeah.
So yeah, this is, and they're all in the same area, basically all these life.
No one's on the surface. Everybody is either in the outpost above the mines or like in that general, or in the mine, like in that general concentrated area. Because this planet is like not a fun place to be outside.
Yeah. Well, I don't think taking I think if we're going down, if we're sending an away team, I think we should beam down there instead of taking a shuttle.
Even with the complications to communicate between the ship and the away team, Captain. Also, not to mention that there could be complications beaming.
Well, I'm just worried about
like loudly sighs in the background. Just
I think we'll be spotted in a
Conspicuous shuttle.
I'm concerned that there are cloaked enemy vessels here. And we are not supposed to be here either.
That's why I'm saying we should cloak our ship.
Well, yeah,
I
but
think we came here cloaked, didn't we?
yeah, we are, but we can't cloak the shuttle.
We never cloaked our ship. Or else Grok there would have...
No, you have not cloaked your ship. You guys came out of warp. So you can't be at warp and cloaked. But the god was asking you, Captain, because they don't like listening to pejoratus.
Well, yeah, I mean, we should be cloaked.
Alright. The god's just like, finally, and then hits the...
Yeah. Sorry, I thought we were, yeah.
I'm also going to move our ship's location, like just drift way, like, away from where we were there.
Got it.
Okay. But yeah, I also don't really know, other than just getting near this facility and investigating, I don't know of any other clear plan once we're there.
We'll say you didn't move close to the planet until you were cloaked.
Okay.
But so both are valid points the captain brings up. One thing you would all know is that transporting also is going to involve breaking the cloak.
Oh, okay.
What about launching a shuttle?
That won't break the cloak.
Woo!
But
The shuttle isn't
the
cloaked.
shuttle is going to be a vehicle that anything, I mean, like it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other.
I
like,
see, yeah. They'll immediately pop up on sensors anyway.
Well, yeah.
Thank you. I mean, is there any way to? I mean, if we're going to the station, maybe we should find a way or have some kind of plan to disguise ourselves as not as Starfleet, so we don't draw attention to ourselves right away as that.
It doesn't sound like there's a ton of people down there. It sounds like there's like five dudes. Like they're gonna immediately know we're strangers.
no, but I think what
Azala.
Zolar was getting at is like it's plausible deniability if you're not wearing like Starfleet uniforms.
Yeah.
Okay.
One that recognizes.
Yeah, let's put on our suede jackets.
Yeah.
I mean, in that case, actually, can we fit a shuttle so that it, doesn't have the Starfleet symbol?
Not from like not with what's on your ship. Like
Well,
You could like paint a sick wizard on it or whatever, but like you don't have the tools available to like make it
Yeah.
not like a Starfleet vessel.
you mean our
I'm down for that sick wizard.
an airbrush?
Hey, I have the value of creativity is key. Give me some spray paint. I got this.
Yeah, but we could disguise ourselves a little bit, look a little more inconspicuous, possibly.
Potentially like miners.
Yeah, rub some dirt on our face, and then we can just try to go down with the shuttle and put some land it under a tree and hide it, and then keep the shuttle hidden while we investigate on foot.
Got it.
So with that, we will need Zard to fly the shuttle. We'll need our security officer. I think Dr. Charles, I assume you'll want to come in the event that, unless you're buried in research.
I guess I could tear myself away.
Excellent. We'll need an engineering team. And I actually feel, though, like we could use an additional security officer as well, because this could be a hostile situation. So actually, maybe in that.
So perhaps Zines.
Yeah. So maybe my EXO will lead the away mission, and I can play as security officer Zines.
All right. Get Zines up in the mix.
Seems
All
like
right.
a plan.
Ooh.
So you
Aw.
we'll get there. So yeah, you can take the shuttle down, no problem. The cloak remains up, but obviously the shuttle is going to be traceable, as we discussed. It's going to just be difficulty 1 using the shuttle stats to land it on the planet.
All right. And that's going to be...
that's control plus con. Sorry, piloting's control plus con, assisted by the shuttle's engines plus con.
Okay.
Difficulty 1.
I gotta focus in shuttlecraft, which is good because I have 1 success, and then I can roll for the shuttle too since I have the stats up. What was the shuttle's check?
Engine plus con.
Engines plus con. Okay. Oh boy. That is not a success, but it was close. So
All right, well,
2 successes.
You got what you need. 2 successes, that'll get you momentum. And that's going to end the scene as we arrive on Cordelon 4.
Ooh.
For being kind of a terrible place to be, it's a very pretty planet, or moon.
Oh,
As a
nice.
planet.
Ooh.
So you land very close to the hangar bay for the outpost, but still far enough away to be somewhat inconspicuous. It's a short hike. You guys are all wearing your,
Can we retcon that we brought a pattern enhancer?
Yeah, absolutely. We can bring in whatever.
Okay.
Well, let's take a moment to, if anybody wanted to bring phaser rifles or whatever,
You might want to bring something a little better for Zines because I believe she only has a phaser 1.
I was actually gonna ask if it might be a decent idea to bring phaser 1s because then they could be hidden at least. You could clear more cash.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. Also, though, remember what we know about the neural parasites, guys.
That's true.
True.
We need a lethal weapon.
And
Yep.
yeah.
I'm going to take a medical tricorder.
Okay. Can you guys let me know what the cost on all that stuff is?
I
can
sure
look it up if I
can.
need to, but
So-
if you guys have it handy, it would help.
I was gonna ask about the Andorian plasma rifles because the cost on that just says not available.
They are not Starfleet issue. Yeah, plasma rifles are illegal in the Federation.
Fair enough.
Someday we'll create a situation where you can encounter the preferred weapon of your people.
We just need like a holodeck episode with Azolar blasting through things.
The medical tricorder.
They're like a toolbox.
I believe it's opportunity 1, Ryan.
Yeah. Well, see, this says that it's other things that attach to the medical tricorder, like the monitoring device.
We'll go ahead and say it's just opportunity 1.
Okay.
And we'll say you can pick if there's another opportunity 1 attachment you want to bring, you can.
The pattern enhancer is opportunity 1.
Okay. You got 3 momentum left.
Feel like we need to bring that rifle. Perhaps our security officer wants to bring some beefed up.
I was thinking about bringing some body armor.
You're more than welcome to.
You bring a tripod-mounted machine gun.
A Gatling phaser, maybe. No. No, I mean I think the phaser type 2 can get the job done.
Okay, but Zines doesn't have a phaser type.
Yeah, Zines has phaser type 1.
Okay, so Zion should take a phaser type 2.
Yeah.
Okay. I believe that's just 1 opportunity.
I think it's standard issue, so.
It depends on, I think, your character.
Oh.
Did
Yeah.
we lose Brian? No, we didn't. Okay.
No, we didn't. He was just. Now, whenever Ryan is still for more than a second, we're all.
I'll try not to read anymore. I'm sorry.
Just blink a lot.
Just occasionally give you one of these.
Body armor is opportunity 1 and escalation 1.
So that's going to be 2 opportunity. That's 2 momentum and 1 threat, or 3 threat, or 1 momentum and 2 threat. The escalation just means that has to automatically be threat.
Okay.
So how do you want to spend it? Do you want to?
So is it like 1 and 1 then?
No, it's 2. It's 1 or it's 2 and 1, or it's 1 and 2. The opportunity you can spend. So for the 2 opportunity, you can spend either momentum or threat. For
It's
escalation, you must.
1 escalation. Though.
Was that?
1 opportunity, 1 escalation.
Oh, I thought you said it was 2 opportunity 1.
No.
My mistake. Then yes, you could spend 1 and 1.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay. All right. Anybody else? Got your stuff? All right.
Good.
Cool. All right. So we are on the planet, and you make your way towards the outpost. So you guys arrive there, and you can kind of you're just scouting from a distance, and you're able to see that the hangar bay is open. There's a Tellarite freighter in the hangar bay. Looks exactly like the one that you guys saw in the security video before you got locked out. And it looks like there's a door in the hangar bay that goes to the ground level, and then a turbo lift that goes to the mines.
Okay.
We'll
All
do-
right, do we hear anything?
No.
Okay. Can we make a scan to get more precise location of the life forms?
Yeah.
Tricorder?
Yeah.
All right.
It's going to be difficulty 1, insight plus reason.
I will do that.
Is it more difficult though because of the interference?
Yes. Sorry. So difficulty 3. Thank you, Christian.
All right. I am going to spend a momentum and do that. And you said insight and science?
And insight and reason.
Those are both attributes.
I'm sorry. Insight and science. Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. So that is just 2 successes.
All right. Then you are not able to get anything too much clearer, but we'll say you are able to pick up that most of the life signs are in the lower level. So in the mines, and whatever's causing the disturbance or the artificial enhancement of the diamagnetic field is on the top level, but that's all you really need.
All right. So I think we need to decide, is it more important to confront whatever is, the life forms, or should we try to disable the diametric field?
Yes.
So I'm gonna, yeah, go ahead. All right, so I'll decide that we're going to go to the lower level. Everyone get their phasers, just kind of not point it out, but set them to stun and be ready to grab them.
Right.
All right.
Zines will kind of be, securing the back of the group.
I'll take points instead of armor.
All right.
All
And where are we going
Thank
again? Ground level or bottom level?
Lower level, where the life forms were.
Got it. Okay. All right. So you guys take the turbo lift to the lower level. You exit the turbo lift and enter a wide corridor. On the floor, 3 meters ahead of you, is a dead Klingon, slumped in the entryway to what appears to be an infirmary of sorts. His body prevents the door from closing, but it keeps trying to close. He is terribly deformed, thickened cranial plating, huge tusks, an exoskeleton breaking through his uniform.
What species was that? I'm sorry.
Klingon.
Okay.
Looks familiar.
It looks like it's almost more advanced than, well, more advanced I mean more de-evolved.
Devolved.
Than the last group. Interesting. I didn't know Klingons to have tusks.
Their ancestors did.
All right. So I'm going to ask Azala to pull the Klingon out of the doorway.
Zines will give him a hand.
Okay.
All right. Okay. In the Klingon, not in the Klingon infirmary, in the infirmary, you discover more Klingon corpses, similar to the one you found blocking the doorway.
Do they have similar? Does the cause of death look similar? Are there self-harm signs on them, or?
I would say Dr. Charles could use that medical tricorder to give it a quick look.
Sure.
Difficulty 3 because of diamagnetic field.
Okay. And this is reason and medicine?
Reason and science.
Reason and science, even better. That is 2 successes. Xenobiology gives me 4 successes.
Okay, cool. That's good. You get that momentum back because you only needed the 3, so you're up to 2 momentum. So these Klingons are infested with neural parasites, but the neural parasites are dead. So they are still in there. You can tell that genetic modifications have been made both to the Klingon and to the neural parasites inside the Klingon. Anybody want to buy any more information, or are we good with that?
I will buy more information.
Okay.
I get 2 questions out of this.
All right. What do you want to know?
Based on what I see, and I'm assuming there's some sort of notes as well, does it look like they're trying to create a new what's the word here?
Hybrid?
I keep going back to Mother Brain.
Like a queen?
Yes.
No. What it looks like they're trying to do is create a unified life form. So, it looks like the so what we know about the neural parasites is that they're very like temporary. Like they go through hosts pretty fast. You pick up something disturbing, that the DNA being spliced into the parasite is that of a trill. Which is interesting because trills naturally have symbiotes. They have they're a dual species. They have friendly symbiotes that only get passed down when the host dies. So they live a lot of trill are actually 2 people. They're symbiote and themselves, and they work in conjunction. So it looks like someone is trying to create a similar ability for the neural parasites to live in more of a equilibrium with their hosts.
Okay. And I'm pretty familiar with the trill as a species.
Yeah, they're Federation members, so...
Well, Dr. Charles has personal experience.
Yes, with one of our other ship
right.
we haven't introduced yet.
Right.
You get another question.
I do.
That's such a great talent to have.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is I don't know what other questions to ask. Because you gave me some good info here.
Here's a suggestion. How old are the corpses?
Well, I was actually going to ask, is it okay if I get everybody's opinion on this question?
Yeah.
I was going to ask if I could tell how close they are to figuring this out.
You can't really tell why it's not already working, honestly. That there may just be some sort of incompatibility between Klingons and the neural parasites or whatever, but it seems like they've almost got this dialed in if they haven't gotten it dialed in already.
Is Azala a female?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to kind of mutter to myself that Azala's going to lose her mind when she finds out what's happening down here.
Yeah, she will. And for those of you watching home, Azala is our ship's doctor who hasn't really shown up too much, but she is Trill.
Yeah, I'm not actually the ship doctor. I just kind of am the ship doctor.
You're the ship doctor for weird stuff.
Yeah, I'm the dissecty
A
doctor.
lot of weird stuff so far.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
So there's another door on the other end of this infirmary that heads deeper into the mines.
All right. So I am going to open that door.
Okay. One moment. That's not what I wanted to paste. There's no shuttle in this hallway.
Shuttle is always with us.
Right in.
Honey, I shrunk the shuttle.
Okay. You guys come out of the infirmary.
Flying B.
Out of the infirmary and into the fire.
And you see 2 Romulans facing, or what appear to be Romulans at least, facing away from you. They haven't noticed you yet.
Nice.
Gills, can we see?
Not from where you're at. The gills are pretty small.
Are we
Alright.
disguised in?
Our casual clothes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You're wearing your action jacket.
so we could play this up like, hey, people,
Well,
we
I
got
mean,
lost. Help us out.
It's our first day.
Yeah, we just started. Where's the clock in?
we're the new humans who work here at this abandoned mine.
Rush recruits to this secret science facility.
Commander Phalor, I don't know if we should be here.
All right, I'm gonna close the door again.
Just kidding.
All right, so you're back in the infirmary.
All right. So, at this point, team, we've got to decide: are we addressing the interference, or are we trying to confront these Vulcan? Or these Romulans. Now that we know where they are.
I think this is bigger than anything we can handle ourselves at this point. I feel like this is a report back to headquarters, to home base.
Yeah, so comms are difficult to get through.
Okay, so as this is going on, like out of the shadows, a Trill steps out and points level to phaser at the back of Bajortis's head. And he says, "That's far enough."
All right, I'm gonna say
Actually,
drop your weapon.
It's the disruptor. I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's a disruptor?
Yikes.
Bajortis is cool.
I heard
Very
they killed
cool as a cucumber.
How excited is Azala right now?
Visibly excited.
All right, so I'm gonna say drop your weapon. We mean you no harm.
All right. And he says, "No, I don't think I'll be doing that." And you guys immediately recognize him as the voice from the space station Qatar.
Snooty voice.
So I'm gonna ask him, what are you doing here? What is all of this?
Well, we're making the scientific breakthrough of a generation is what we're doing. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to need you all to drop your weapons.
Pajortis is gonna do something really, really dangerous. Because one of my values is never back down, and this is a very dangerous situation. What I'm gonna try and do is pull a fast one and knock the disruptor, knock his hand away or the disruptor away from me, or get myself out of threat.
Yep. One moment.
Oh boy.
Ooh, and I have a focus, escape, and avoidance. Ooh! The cowardly Pajortis,
And I actually am gonna assist Pajortis with this by distracting.
Yeah, so we do like an eye movement.
Oh yeah, I know what level you're on. So I'm gonna try and distract the Trill. So I'm gonna keep the conversation going and throw in some curveballs.
Okay. Give me just a moment.
All right. And I have a focus of composure, which I will need in this situation.
Nice.
Are you a good space kitty?
All right. So I mean, I would say we're in a conflict situation then. So what are we doing again, Pejortis? What's our play here?
So I'm going to try and knock the phaser, or it's not a phaser, it's a disruptor. I'm going to try and knock it like out of this, what is it called? A Tellarite?
Trill.
Trill. I'm going to try and knock it out of the Trill's hand.
All right. So that's definitely a thing. And I just need to pull up a document really quickly. Sorry.
No worries.
And that's probably daring and security, or daring and command?
Daring security, so it's a melee task, but I believe it's a momentum spend, which is why I want to load up 2 momentum. 1 weapon held by the target is knocked away and falls to the ground within reach. So actually, you can just spend 2 momentum to disarm it.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
we'll do that then.
Yeah,
Okay.
totes.
You don't have 2 momentum. You have 1. So that's going to be a threat for me.
All right.
But so you're able to do that, but he had the jump on you. So he is going to go ahead and take his action first.
Oh, great.
Oh boy.
All right. So he is going to attempt to attack you. I'm going to spend a threat to get an extra dice. And this is daring plus security opposed by your daring plus security. It's just an unarmed attack.
All right.
Attack.
Oh,
All right.
golly.
4 successes.
I just have a critical blunder.
Okay, I'm going to get one of those threat back then. So yeah, he definitely hits you, and he's just going to roll 3 dice for damage. Sorry, Christian. On those 3 dice, he rolled 5.
Oh my gosh.
He knocks you unconscious.
Hold on now.
Dang.
Punch.
I think I may have a...
You could spend 2 threat to ignore an injury, but you only get to do it once per scene.
I have something called Resolute, and I don't know what it does, and I want to look it up real quick.
While you're looking that up, he's going to spend 2 to take a swift action. He's taken no minor action yet, so he's going to scoop his disruptor off the floor as you're falling backwards, and he's going to fire off a shot at the closest other person. Talor, he is going to... The difficulty is going to be increased by 3 because of how... Or by 1, 2, 3 because of how close she is. And so that's going to take him down to...
Resolute just increases your maximum stress by 3.
Oh, okay.
So you would have to spend threat to...
I'm just going to get incapacitated then.
Okay, well, you are knocked out cold until someone with a medkit or medical tricorder can bring you back. All right, and I'm rolling 3 dice. It's ranged, so it's going to be control plus security. And that is going to be not enough. But as he fires wildly, he's just going to say, "Stay back!" And now it's one of your turns.
All right, I am going to... Oh, what's up?
What were you gonna do?
I was just going to get out my phaser and set to stun and fire upon him.
All right.
Okay. That's the difficulties could be increased by 1 because he's within reach distance.
All right, I have a focus in hand phasers,
All right.
so I will just go ahead and use that, and then I am also going to aim.
You're like a foot away from it.
Yeah, well, you know, always helps.
Easy.
All right, and I got 4 successes.
All right. and you can re-roll because of aim.
All right, I'll reroll one, and I did not get another success.
All right, 4 successes. You didn't charge. You didn't prepare the weapon. So.
1, 2, 3, 5.
Okay. I assume that was such a stun, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So.
I said that.
I believe you. My mistake. So yeah, you like pretty much push the phaser against his face and just pull the trigger, and shoots him back into the wall, and he's I'm going to spend 2 threat to ignore the injury, but he's in bad shape. And it's his turn unless you guys are going to do that thing that you always do, which I assume you are. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Keep the initiative.
I'll keep the initiative for free. That quick action.
Yeah.
And now that Jordis is on the ground and out of the way, I have a clear shot. I'll just fire right over him with my phaser.
All right.
And do we have any momentum?
Yeah.
You have 0 momentum.
No, we have none.
And because he is so close to failure, you are going to.
Did I need 4 successes to hit him?
No, you needed 3.
So we have 1 momentum.
Oh, you do. You're right. Sorry.
Okay.
I remember how this game works. My bad.
Right.
Yeah. So you do have 1, but you are going to need 3 to hit him because he's so close to a friendly.
Okay, then I'll buy a dive with that momentum.
Okay.
And I will take the minor action to charge it up.
Okay.
And I will make that for a vicious stun, I think. Yeah.
Got it.
So that is 4 successes with my focused hand phasers then.
That definitely is going to hit him.
All right. And that is a lot of numbers.
Well, he's got 3 stress left, so if it's more than 3, he's
So for vicious, I think that adds a stress for each.
Vicious 1, it adds a stress for every symbol. Yeah.
So I have 7 with 5 symbols.
He is very stressed.
Yeah. He is incapacitated. And yeah, he already did the avoid injury thing. So essentially what happened here, just to replay it, is like he pulled the gun on Pejortis. Pejortis disarmed him. He then punched Pejortis unconscious, like fired a shot wildly into the air, and then 2 of you just turned around and shot him simultaneously with phaser. Or with phaser pistols. So he is
I mean, he did have a disruptor to our friend's head.
yeah, that is true. And he is now very unconscious on the ground.
All right. Dr. Charles, please attend to Pejortis.
I will remind you there were 2 Romulans in the hallway outside this room where there's a bunch of phaser and disruptor fire that went off.
Yep.
I'm going to take a defensive.
Everyone stay vigilant and prepared. But Dr. Charles, please revive Pejortis.
Sure, I can do that.
Yeah, Ensign Zines is gonna try to get on the other side of that door, kind of opposite from Azolar. Yeah.
Medicine and reason.
Yes. That'll work.
Do you have a field medicine?
I do have field medicine, which reduces difficulty by anything that would cause it to be more complicated.
Okay.
Which is a really weird way to describe what that does. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
But basically, if there's something like a big jammer up above our head that's causing this to be more difficult, it is not causing it to be more difficult.
Okay.
Got it. Thank you.
I rolled a 1
That's enough.
and a 13, which also passes.
Okay, so you got a momentum back.
Nice.
Can we check the trail for the little bluegill?
You can. No bluegill.
Okay, this is a choice. They weren't double parasited up.
All right.
Yeah, well, from what I've kind of been able to tell about the parasites is you're not really able to reason when you're possessed by one.
They don't seem to communicate too much.
So work this complex that he's been doing, and I mean, I shudder to say almost brilliant, wouldn't be capable from
Ryan, you're getting a determination.
from someone possessed by one of these gross little things. I've seen a lot of stuff, guys, but these things just give me the heebie-jeebies.
Okay.
So in the hallway, you hear like a, what was that?
I need to step away for like a minute. I'll be right back.
All right. Let's go to commercial, folks.
Yeah, okay. 1 second. back.
And we're back for the exciting conclusion of our third episode of the Adventures of the U.S.S. Garfield, which we really need to think of like a name for this show. We haven't yet. If you've got an idea, let us know. I mean, if it could be a play on Garfield in some way, that would be great.
Starfield.
Garfield, Garfield.
If it could be better than Starfield Garfield, that would also be great.
Not possible.
Did anyone hear that? What I said?
That's like a high five. I wish we could high five, Nick.
I wish we could all high five.
What did Brad say?
I said, this isn't normal.
Oh.
That was awesome.
Anyway. So, we're in here with this now barely conscious Trill. And we know we've got some Romulans on the other side of that door.
Yeah, and you said we heard them make a sound like, what was that kind of?
Yeah, you heard someone say, what was that?
So we bust the door open and take him by surprise. Well, we got the last chance here.
All right.
Designs.
All right, so your commanding officer, the XO, gave you the go-ahead.
Yep.
All right.
All right. Let's pop it open and take an opening shot.
All right, it's to you.
All right. So, opening the door.
Mhm.
I want to take a shot at that one on the bottom there.
Okay, it's going to be long range.
Long range.
Mhm.
Okay. I'd like to use a momentum then.
Okay.
For an extra die.
All right,
And
you got
that's-
one.
A difficulty of 2 because of long range.
3 because of long range.
3 long range.
Yeah.
All right. I'll still charge for
Okay.
I think intense.
Can't remember what intense does.
It's to the cost to avoid an injury from an intense weapon increases by 1 for each effect rolled.
Okay.
So I will set it to stun because we don't know yet.
Wow.
All right, that is 4 successes,
Okay.
and then for damage,
All right. Because of their resistance from immune to pain, they just shrug it. She just shrugs it off. So I think your question is answered.
what?
He hasn't rolled his damage yet.
Oh, I thought you said 4 damage.
4 successes.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
good
mistake.
catch.
Well, my bad.
For damage, I got 5 and 3 symbols.
Okay, so
The cost to avoid an injury much higher.
that's 8 damage.
No, it was 5 damage. Ooh, no.
3 of them were symbols.
Okay.
4 damage with 3 symbols. I read the one wrong.
Okay. Well, then everything I said is still true. Takes 1 damage and just kind of shrugs it off.
This is a question to you specifically, Elliot. Can we close the door and barricade it to keep them from coming through?
You could close the door, but there's no. Well, you could close the door, and someone could try and like override access to the door. So, like, to keep it shut.
I'm gonna say, like, real quick, like when I see these shots just drip off these Romulans, like we should try and seal them in here, get back up, and send a message out. This is bigger than anything that this group can deal with. Like,
I
All right.
use that disruptor rifle, knowing what these are now.
I'm gonna say barricade or try to secure the door.
Okay.
And
are you guys keeping
I'm-
the initiative?
yeah.
Have we tied up the Trill or anything?
He's unconscious.
Yeah, but that fades.
okay, let's do we're gonna take our action to try to barricade the door or seal it.
Okay.
And I'm gonna order that Wyatt use the computers to try to
Lock it
override,
Okay.
work the magic of
Did you
making the
try-
door sealed.
Override these systems, which you're not familiar with. It's going to be a difficulty. We're going to call it difficulty 3.
Okay.
Can I
Is my
assist?
improvisation,
What was that?
my improvisation focus coming
Yeah,
down?
if you your improvisation focus, this is going to be control plus security.
Could Pejordas assist? Assuming that, like, how foreign are the computers? Like, would encryption, decryption be an asset here?
No, not so much. And also, there's only like one wall. Like, she's like in the wall panel. Like, so it's on her.
Then I would like to buy another dice, please.
Alright.
Or do you have a determination still?
Oh, I do. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna use my determination.
Okay.
And you, I've already forgotten. It was
It was control plus security.
okay. That is 2 successes, so that's 4 successes plus my 2 from the determination.
Oh wow! So that's going to be 6 total. So that's going to get you up to 3 momentum, and you manage to lock the door. And like as you do, the door slams shut, and you just disruptor fire just pinging off of it from outside.
Awesome.
All right. I'm gonna then order Dr. Charles to tie up the trail.
You want me to tie him up?
You're nearest. I mean, we're
Okay.
we're all Starfleet officers.
I think we should take him with us.
Agreed. Yeah, let's take him with us.
Oh,
Let's
he's
try
not
and-
going
But he's
anywhere.
unconscious.
There's not really any. You guys
Nothing
want to tell the captain
in the
what's going on? By the way,
What's that?
does anybody want to tell the captain what's going on?
Well, I thought we couldn't communicate.
You can't. I mean, it's difficult. You're right.
Right.
Fair point. Yeah, I don't know what you're tying him up with.
Okay.
Also,
we're-
let's. Can we establish something really quick?
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
Christine. How long, if somebody is stunned with the phaser stun, if they're incapacitated, how long does that stick without somebody resuscitating them?
Whatever is most convenient to the plot of the individual episode of Star Trek that we're
Okay. Okay. Fine.
a while.
Okay. I don't
All
want
right,
to have
well
let's
then-
tie them up discussions every single time.
Then,
That's all.
since we're in a med bay, just let's medicate him to stay passed out.
That I can do.
That's just
Standard operating procedure.
Like, pulls out his special, like, spray.
You'll be fine.
Chemicals.
I'm gonna make you feel all better.
Uh,
All right. And then we brought those pattern enhancers, didn't we?
Mhm.
All right. I want to set them up, and I want to try to get a communication out to one to beam,
And
see if the ship.
just as a suggestion, could we could retreat back up to the top level and see if we can disable the interference too? Like, that's also an option.
Okay, let's do that first then.
I'm just saying, like,
Okay. So now that
Commander, could we just go back to the shuttlecraft and return to the ship?
Yeah, if we're going back up.
Yeah, now that we have the doctor behind all of this,
yeah.
potentially.
I mean, we have a key ingredient right here, right?
yeah.
All right,
It might
let's
even be
make
the
our way to
secret
the
sauce.
shuttle. Let's make our way to the shuttle, and Azolar and Zines, please try to carry this trail.
we got him.
Okay. You guys make it up the shuttle, but you hear an alarm the whole time you're going back up to the shuttle. So you guys throw the unconscious Trill onto the shuttle. Pejordas, you're gonna need to make a difficulty 1 to get up into orbit.
And that will be 2 successes, which counts as 4.
Okay. You get the 4 momentum, and just as you are returning into, or you are escaping orbit,
Hmm.
Oof.
It looks big.
Oh
Oh
god.
my god!
They are large.
Destroyer. Oh.
hey, Romulan Warbird decloaks.
Now our ship is still cloaked, but the shuttle, are not.
The shuttle is not.
Right.
And I think we're going to have to call it here for this episode.
Oh god, a
Oh,
cliffhanger.
it's a two-parter.
Oh,
Dun,
snap.
dun, dun.
And the
So our
shuttle
crew
make
is
it
in
back to the
peril.
Garfield.
Is there like, yeah, someone, whoever's on the bridge with the captain is just like, Captain, there's something coming on screen. And
Yeah,
then,
it's like you and Degas. Just
oh, right, yeah.
You dig off and Lee.
Yeah.
Team.
Yeah.
Oh god.
This is going to be interesting, folks. We haven't done space combat yet. So thank you all for watching, and we will see you next week.
For the exciting conclusion.
Of our lives.
I wasn't going to go that far. But sure.
Well, thanks, guys. Again, this has been really fun to do for those of you watching. It's definitely given us a break. I will say that this last week, a lot of us have been at the shop getting it ready to open. Now, we're not going to be opening this month because of some setbacks obviously caused. So we're still assessing what the actual open date for Superscript Comics and Games is going to be. A lot of that depends on when some of the back-ordered fixtures and things we can get in and set up and established. But hopefully we'll have some announcements on that soon. But between building some of the tables and organizing inventory and getting the place generally ready, it's been a lot of work, and it's nice to be able to unwind at the end of these really busy weeks by hanging out with y'all and playing some games. Again, if you would like to support Superscript Comics and Games, the best way I can think to do it is to go to superscriptohio.com and please check out the shop panel for our affiliate links. You can shop through a number of different game and comic publishers that will kick some of their proceeds to us if you purchase using our affiliate links, or call us out in the comments when you actually place an order. The instructions for each different affiliate link are contained therein. Also, hopefully right around the time the shop is ready to open, maybe a little before, it depends. We're still getting things sorted out. We will have a web store with full inventory going live. So we are doing the difficult work now of making sure that our e-commerce site is going to function, and getting all of our inventory scanned in and set up. So there may be some additional ways to purchase things from Superscript Comics and Games before we're open before too long. With that, I'm Elliot for the crew of the U.S.S. Garfield, signing off. See you next week.
Thanks.